So that's you gotta be careful, poor Russians. So they're not gonna be able to listen to the last one because it had a copyrighted song in it, I think, or either that one or the one before it. Some lady came up and started dancing and emoting with me with playing a song, and I was dancing. I was like, oh yeah, I tried to give her a crown. And then I just realized like halfway through the first time of emoting, like, oh, that's a song. That's gonna get me a mark that there was copyrighted material, copywritten material used in the film. So. I just climbed up there with them and did the Zoidberg and then fell off. Oh, and I am running around. I could be a total bot because I'm one of the South Park skins, or I'm a paid fan. I'm a mega fan. I've done a blood oath, and I shed some blood for this purchase of the. No, I'm just kidding. People watching is like, wait, what? Like, yeah, I drained about a pint on the altar. They measure that stuff in like little jars, and then well, once you fill it up, it's kind of like Saw. Only you're not trying to get out of the room. You're just trying to show that you're a loyal fan. Also, I didn't interact with people apparently, so now I'm landing at. I'm guessing this is painted palms, because there's palm trees. Sorry. I'm gonna get you. Okay, now I gotta go. Ooh, graffiti. Sorry, I won't try to be cool with that, but I will try to get these guns and kill these people. Okay, now I'm coming out. Okay. Oh, that's like the Snap-on, but also like the Snap-on guy, but also like my buddy used to draw a bunch of art like that. But also there used to be these like toys. I want to say they're like cars, kind of like Monster Hot Wheels, but it looked like kind of like that. Anywho. All right, now I'll go get another one. But I don't know if I have enough gold. I do. All right. Yeah, Tally, what's up? Okay. I think I'm gonna keep the double shotgun and just try to get a bunch of ammo. Oh, I will take the single pistol. I like pistols. Usually very accurate for very long ways away. And if you're patient and careful with them, you can pop people from very far away. They're basically like snipers. Ghetto snipers. But then you can also just like don't too. Like I also like to strike the fear of people too, like do some psychological warfare. Like like irregular rhythms or irregular rhythms and like just messing with them, and then that makes them think. Like anytime they have to use their brain to be like, wait, what's that? And they're like, Funky Town. Come on, Tally, where you at? Ooh, beep beep boop beep boop 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 beep boop boop. That's the theme song to Funky Town. Won't you take me there? Or that's the beat to Funky Town. I think it's that one. Hey, what's up? Surf's up. Or is that that's a wave. Yeah, that's a wave. Anyways. Ah. That's a sticky situation. I said rabbits eat lettuce. Oh, yes, they certainly do. And then we all went and got ice cream. And now that's what I call a sticky situation. Yeah, go you guys. Oh, interesting. Oh, yeah, surfers are nothing but snowboarders on the water. And I used to shred the gnar. I'm getting too fat and old now. I need to go work out before I go back up again. But I can keep doing that forever. I used to ski with, well, that same lady's dad, and he was, you know, my age, pushing older and older. So, and he kept up just fine. Although he knew his limits too. Like, he'd be like, all right, let's go hit the bar. And be like, all right, yeah, bet, let's go. I didn't say it like that. I'd be like, all right, that sounds good, let's go. You know, respectful. Already had to deal with the weird that I was hanging out with his daughter. So, as it should be. You should be comfortable with your family. And they should be comfortable with you. And you just don't got to talk about it. I was about to say, yeah, there was a lot going on, but I wouldn't say something like that. Like, you know, and out of respect for her, too. That's not cool. Like, unless she said it about me, and I think that's one of the double standards. Like, if a woman said that about me, I would be so excited. Like, they're bragging about me? Wow. All right. That's, you know. And I like to think that women do that a little bit, too, like, maybe later. But, like, if they're like, oh, God, you know. Of course, that's why you just shouldn't, like, brag about conquest. Because then it feels like a conquest. You know, another notch on the belt. Granted, that's not... That's that inertia. See, there's another one of that style. I feel like there's somebody that draws like that. They're probably pretty famous. It's nice work. And yeah, my buddy used to draw a lot of stuff that was similar to that. In fact, he did the artwork at the Blind Pig, a bar that I don't think exists anymore. It did, but now I think it's gone. Like, and that one lasted a long time. I knew that guy back in like 2009, 2010. Oh wait, it had to have been 2010 to 2011. For specific reasons I'm not at liberty to discuss. Anyhow. And where's the storm at? I'm not being chased by the storm this time. That's a nice relief. Nom nom nom. Huh, I want to be a corn star. Oh, no. 20-inch plate. Just kidding. There's a parody in there somewhere about corn star. It wouldn't be bad. I don't think it would be good either, but it wouldn't be bad. I've thought about trying to do an OnlyFans to try to raise funds, and like, while I might in the future, like, that's a lot of work. It's a lot of work that I don't really want to be doing. It was already work back in the day. I mean, it was fun, but like, that's why like Menage a Trois weren't all that great, because like when I did it, this one time, it was just like doing it, but twice. Like, I was like, this is so exhausting. I'm tired. Like, I'm gonna have a heart attack up here. And like, it just, I mean, it was great. Don't get me wrong. Like, it was awesome, but that's exactly what it felt like. It was just like doing a job twice. And I'm like, I only need it once. If anything, I wanted them to help each other out, which they didn't feel like doing. So, yeah. Oh man. Yep, so I'm putting my PayPal on the public. Now, there are a couple of scams that can happen with putting your PayPal out there. Like, people can say that they paid you money at a certain time. They can try to get you to enter your details, and as long as you're careful. Wait. Oh, okay, I was like. What? What? Where'd you... What? Oh, he's still in there. Yeah, that was a bot. No doubt. He was just like derping out in here and then realized he couldn't go anywhere. And I was like, did he make it to the roof? That's like... Wait. Oh, man. I thought that was someone else. Okay. There we go. Okay. So what was I talking about? I don't know. Wanna be a baller, corn star, something. And it's only gonna get nuttier from here. Like, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna figure out how to do that thing that I was talking about. Put money on dudes' books, because I joke about stuff, but like that, it's really bothering me. And like, you know, and like I said I would do it. Ah. Well, I didn't say when and how much and like what. I said as I could. I was really saying to be a pen pal, but it looks like you can send like instant like text messages now. And if that's the case, yeah, that'd be really easy. I mean, we're not like pirates doing paper maps and stuff. I mean, it's all monitored. I know that. Same with like sending a letter. They're gonna read it. Like, I used to know somebody that ran a mailroom, and like he wouldn't tell me any specifics as he should. Like, that's private information, but he took his job very seriously, and he was a former Marine and a very structured guy. And like, but anyways, but he would like, oh gosh, he's seen all kinds. Like reading everybody's personal stuff and like seeing their discussions, their talks back and forth, seeing the grift too, a bunch of scams like back and forth, like getting you a prison wife, like, well, no, that's not that term, but getting you like a pen pal. And usually it's the ladies that might be having a harder time. Which actually, even as I say that, I feel like they're the more introverted, like neurodivergent types, like would have a harder time with traditional dating scenes. And so then they find themselves an inmate. And the inmates are also a little harder to date than, your traditional, because they're going through it for whatever reason, and they're going to be different afterwards. Now, to a point different. I mean, ah, what was I saying? Okay. Wait, is Tally still here? Okay, good. Hey, Tally. I don't know why Tally would be affected by that. Oh, this is cool. Whee! Let's get some gas. Ah, someone else is shooting me. Dang it. Don't forget to bring a towel. All right, how are we doing on time? Oh, all right. Touche. That's a fun outfit. That looks like one of the chemistry set things in no, what is it? It's well, it looks like a chemistry set thing too, but in Minecraft there's a yeah, go ahead and heal it up, you heathen. That makes me happy. Alright. But I'm gonna give and take too. I'm gonna figure out how to give dude $10, and I'm gonna figure out how to shake my digital tin cup. But also, yeah. And then this guy. Oh, wait. Oh, politics. We could talk some politics. So I debate politics all the time. And even just like now I have an unpopular opinion about the whole recent shooting. And this is going to be pretty controversial. I think both sides are right. And here's why. And I'm going to be doing this with my buddy. We're going to be doing a podcast and probably YouTube made into a podcast or something. I'm going to have the videos on my different channels or try to figure that out. But basically, because he's usually more conservative and I'm more usually liberal, but we definitely understand where each other's coming from. And when we talk about things, we disagree on certain things, like who should pay for what, and white guilt is what a lot of people talk. Because I'm more in the favor of we keep breaking things and then we keep expecting people to function normally without a chip on their shoulder. Meanwhile, we're over here just living our best lives. Oh yeah, cool. We just blew up this place. It's all right. And with the Iraq war and the Afghanistan war, we destroyed a lot of stuff and we only paid for a third of it to be rebuilt. So, granted, that is nice. We didn't have to pay anything, I suppose. But at the same time, a third, we just blew up all sorts of stuff. And imagine if that happened here, and just somebody came in and was okay, we just destroyed a bunch of your country, but here's a third of the bill. Sorry about that. It's no, that would not go over well, anywhere. And so, and again, South Park for the win. South Park has an episode where they go to Afghanistan, and this Afghanistan kid, he's dude, over the third of or 2/3 of the world hates you. And the kids are wait, why? Why would they hate us? That's exactly why they hate you, is because you don't realize that over 2/3 of the world hates you. It's just, you're that vain and arrogant, basically, to where you don't realize that your country has done some of the most horrible atrocities in all of human history, and they're still doing them. That's the thing. They're still, to this day. And then, people might say, oh, you stupid hippie or whatever, try to kind of, play it off you're weird because you don't like people killing each other. Well, hold on now. The Bible says don't kill each other. I think that's pretty straightforward. And, and that's why, a bunch of hippy-dippy folks, which probably, the neurodivergent, all through the years, because they seem to, blend a lot of their circles. And not in a bad way. Just kind of an observation. Usually it's the more hippy-dippy types, but not always. In fact, I have some very conservative friends that are very techie, very neurodivergent, in fact, I think a lot of the Griper army is neurodivergent types the other way, radicalized memesters that just think through things. And yeah, because I have well, now we're going down several wormholes, but I'm excited for the podcast. But as far as my opinion on the shooting, both sides are wrong in that she shouldn't have been there, although it seems like it was in front of her house. And this is something I'd want to clarify. But the lady that got shot and killed by the ICE agent the other day, from what I understand, she was blocking the road, and I watched the videos, multiple perspectives, and multiple angles, and that's why I say both sides are in the wrong, because a normal traffic stop, if there was a normal traffic stop, which it wasn't, it was an impromptu situation that those agents had to figure out on the spot. They were going in to try to apprehend someone else, which, that speaks to a larger issue of all this. Is this is so unprecedented that it's hard to really prepare for all the situations, and you got to assume that the general public can turn on you at any moment and is definitely recording you, so every little thing you're doing is going to be on the news, and not just the news, it's going to be on social media, viral, if you pull a Randy Marsh and drop the N-bomb, everybody's going to know about it, and you might have, problems, very exposed. And even with the exposure, there's still a chance for, murder. But I will say that she should not have been blocking the road. That is totally on her. And then trying to flee the scene. But then, And actually, see, now I don't even know if she was trying to flee the scene because part of it is, originally I thought she was trying to flee and then hit the other officer, but I think that a lot of people were telling her different conflicting things, and she was trying to move her car, and she said at the end, she's like, okay, I'll move. And then the other guy was walking up around, didn't make his presence known, and walked in front of a vehicle when his partner, his partner or whatever, not partner, because I think they roll more than two deep, but like the other person, the other ICE agent, was telling her to move, to get out of the road, and then he was reaching for the door handle. He was like saying conflicting things, like move, but here, wait, I'm going to open the door and arrest you. And so that's where it's like a clear sign of like training. There needed to be more training, more patience. And that's just it. Like, the president's trying to do this blitzkrieg of like flushing out every, and I say that intentionally. Like, he is doing total propaganda and like Third Reich nonsense. Of course, the Democrats are too. Like, it's sensationalizing the news, pointing fingers, making misinformation, but the MAGA are doing it exponentially more. Although I still see it from the Democrats and the liberals and like more accounts. And it's the problem with the echo chambers is like, each echo chamber bounces off of itself. It's almost like a cyclone of events and discussions. And I need to talk to this person. Oh, max out your ammo. Yeah. Alright, thank you. Here's a refill. Nice. Ask about Deadly Viper Assassination Squad. I used to be one of them. Then, at Bill's word, they betrayed me. I was the Black Mamba. I tried to leave. Bill refused. But in the end, I'll have my revenge on all of them, every single one. Especially Bill. Yeah, I know a Bill Boontz. That's funny, because like he might see this and be like, oh god! That's not his real name, but it's not very far off from it. We'll be talking about that. He already knows what he did. And other people that are close to me know what he did. And the Fort Collins Police Department knows what he did. So, there's that. And I hate that I have to say that, because he used to be one of my closest friends. He and I loved watching South Park and stuff. And, yeah. But he was a thief, a crook, taking shortcuts. And he took shortcuts against people that are pretty upset about it, and he's going to need their forgiveness. Now, me, I've forgiven him, and I've moved on. I'm never going to forget, but I do forgive him. Like, he doesn't have to worry about me coming for him. Now, like I said, the police know what he did, so he's probably going to be talked to. It's kind of funny. I mean, for the victims, I'm excited. Anyways, don't forget to bring a towel. Just like I need to make up for some things too. Like, I'm not completely scot-free, but this dude was a royal prick, like royal prick. Now, I am going to have to talk to a few people and apologize for some things. So that's part of the BV Accord. We're going to do public confessions. We're going to ask for forgiveness, and woo! This thing doesn't go very fast. I might get a beat on me there. Ah! No! Ah! That's less direct. Ah! Ah! That was probably the person that I stole the cart from. Is he gonna take the cart? That's cool. He can do a smiley face, but take the cart, then I'll know it was you. Oh, he doesn't want the cart. All right. Oh, how much time are we doing? All right, we got time for one more. We're gonna make these a little longer, especially this one because I just talked about Bill Boontz. Um, but yeah, no, he might be going away for predation crimes. We might as well talk about it because, like I said, the police already know about it. But basically, what they would do is they would orchestrate a series of spiking drinks and then preying on women at frat parties. Yeah. Yeah, let that settle for a little bit. And and granted, when he told me about this, granted, I was breaking a lot of laws. I was, like cannabis and natural psychedelics and stuff. Some not so natural psychedelics, but no, I'm just kidding. Which are still illegal right now, I believe. And but that's changing. I mean, there's a lot of things that are on the list, and I'm actually planning on doing some training on what those legalities are. I'm working with an outfit to get certified to be able to administer and work with natural psychedelics in healing and therapy, which has actually been a pretty important part of my life. And I used to actually guide people on like mushroom trips back in the day. And not like I did like the whole like, oh, and with, like bells and all this. I was like, no, man, let's go play some video games and go out in the woods and like run around like wild people and, eat a bunch of boomers, and I'll help you make sure that you have a good, safe time. And, and that's it. And I had the nickname of a trip conductor back in the day. Who says that? I say that. But I was called it. Anywho, I still have to land at Painted Palms or Ripped Tides and interact with characters. Alright. Sorry, I was just thinking about a lot of stuff. So anyways, the switcheroo. So I was already working with like grow houses and people like that in cannabis, which was all like completely highly illegal and like, like would keep you from getting a job if you ever got caught. Although, yet it was very easily understood that like a lot of neurodivergent folks especially, but like really people in general, all seem to benefit from this magical miracle plant that's for some reason was illegal. And that's kind of, I got you killed last time. I apologize. Although I am going to come back and get you if I end up getting some monies. Might third party these people. I was going to say, or maybe get, a big pot from there. Let's see. I still like the pistol. Actually, you know what? Let's live a little. They're purple. That was great. I hid and I got the other one. I don't know where they're fighting. Or where they were fighting. So this could be some risky business. Oh, there they are. What? Ah, dang it. Well, that's fine. Now let's play another one. Let's make this a little bit longer. Because I'm talking about Bill Boontz and the switcheroo. So this dude, he used to steal from me, right? And he would use the things that he stole with his girlfriend. And it was just like they thought that I had no idea. They thought I was stupid. It was ridiculous. And oh, there's a Borderlands Psycho. Nice. Borderlands is one of my other favorite games. Oh, love that friend. In fact, I need to do some Borderlands 4. I haven't done hardly any of that. Anyways, sorry. Back to this. So yeah, he'd steal stuff and all that, and it was very obvious, and he thought he was being sneaky. And I just kind of kept seeing like how far he would go, like, and I didn't let him know that I knew everything, like not everything. I'm sure there's stuff that I didn't know, but I found out later. I had people tell me and stuff. They're like, oh, by the way, and like, and his girlfriends and stuff that saw him, and like, they'd hang out with me and confess to what he did and what they did, and like, and people. He even confessed to me later. Like, people confess to me. It's just kind of a thing. Like, I mean, they feel that comfort and safety because they know that I wouldn't betray them unless absolutely necessary. In fact, like in this guy, oh, and again, so actually I'll stop talking about it so much. Like, I'll let the police handle it, and basically I want to see the communal aspect. Like, if we could do like public accountability, because basically how I think that should play out is any of his victims should be able to get an apology from him and determine after he gets roasted too. He'd be roasted on live TV around the world. And like then the people would decide, oh, he's a real D-bag or whatever. Oh, you got roasted good, but at least now we know like what you did and you're forgiven. But then they're going to be watching to the end. Like, the big finale of the episode. Do the victims forgive him? Oh, hey, I got the challenge. I talked to somebody and I interacted. Cool. So now I'm going to do the shooting gallery targets, and yeah. So, and that's all. Because if he ever goes to prison, there's a chance that he could get into a lot of trouble. I mean, so. And I've taken some shortcuts too, so like I gotta apologize for that. But nothing like that. Like, although, well, yeah, we'll figure that out. And that right there, they're like, wait, what? Like, scan his hard drive, find out all the communications. Like, but there's some therapists out there that know about me. We'll just leave it at that. And I fully intend on getting forgiveness, asking for forgiveness. I can't choose whether they give it. Although at the same time, I mean, anyways. We'll talk about that once my time comes, because if everybody has to do like a public confessional, that's where like the criminal justice system is headed. Like, instead of punitive, it would be restorative and like shaming, but then like a path to redemption. And I've been working with this with a bunch of AI too, so this isn't just something like, I just like pulled out of nowhere. Like, I've been working on this and like tinkering with this idea. Oh God, they're probably looking for this. Ah. I think that's the Gorillas guy. All right. I was gonna say it's about to be another quick one. I'm just trying to do the. What am I supposed to do? Hit shooting gallery targets at Cartman Land. Yeah. You're awesome, Tally. Wish he'd smoke some bud with me, but alright, that's okay. We can take a break, put money on old boy's books, maybe send a message. So that's the other thing that held me up. I was like, oh crud, I can send a message maybe? Like, it was starting to talk about like text messages and stuff. I'm sure that probably costs like $99.95 for each text. Like, I'm just kidding, but it is common knowledge. Oh. Nice. I just kind of stumbled upon this. $24. Ah, all right. I like that. Pew, 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 pew. Oh, that was fun. All right. Terrence and Phillip. Hi, guy. I'm not your guy, buddy. I'm not your buddy, guy. It's something different than that. Oh. There you go. What's going on over there? Someone went Super Saiyan down there. Oh. That kinda looked like him, but like a sniper glare. Alright, well. Alright, touche. So anyways, ta-ta for now. I'll see you in the next one. I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to update like the link to my... Oh, so anyways, to finish that, I'll put a link in my website to the PayPal, but also I'm going to put the PayPal at the very end, and the communal ledger and the GoFundMe are going to be above that. So the communal ledger, nice. So in fact, let's look at the quests. But then the GoFundMe is going to be for communal, like, because there's a fee to form a nonprofit, and then that nonprofit can be the designation of like charitable donations. Which is going to be a pass-through, because again, I can't be benefiting from any of this, and that's fine. I don't want to be. Like, I got a good job. They pay me okay, but that's also why I'm putting my PayPal at the very end. And now the communal stuff is all hands off. And like, if I can help out some people with some work, really ideally, I'm thinking about like high school students, and I'm kind of plugged in with Chaffey County Athletics. And they like the idea of if I can set up a volunteering program that's official with the nonprofit, then they would volunteer for X amount of hours. And then I have it on good faith that at least one, if not two tech companies are willing to donate money per hour per volunteer. And one of my buddies is already rolling his eyes. He's like, but anyways, we'll talk about that later. Week 6, 7, I just noticed that. But anyways, but those donations would go to scholarships for travel abroad opportunities for the students, to help pay their way. Like, I went to Costa Rica when I was in high school, and it was amazing. It was like great for my Spanish education, great for learning another perspective, another culture, but at the same time seeing how very similar they were to me. Like, they were basically me just down there speaking Spanish and doing a lot of the same stuff. And we kind of learned each other's customs and ways. And like, we ended up getting, although I never wrote him, and that's what bugs me, is like, I never wrote my pen pal. I was supposed to write one letter and I failed that part. And my Spanish teacher won't talk to me still. I'm just kidding. I sent her a message out of nowhere, like randomly finding her, and she hasn't responded. Probably because she's surprised I'm either not like in prison but at the same time like a hero somewhere. So if she hasn't heard anything good, then it's probably bad, because whatever I do is probably spectacularly chaotic good or chaotic evil. So I'm just kidding. That makes me sound so much worse than I am. But I'm sneaky. Always had to be the sneaky. So, well, now you don't have to. Now it's just like getting a business license. So, all right. Well, ta-ta for now. Oh yeah. Or sorry, I gotta finish that idea. So, the communal ledger is going to be each project outlisted and each budget item and all this, and then people can pick and choose and be like, I want my money to go to this. And if this ends up getting really big, like they could say, oh, I'm going to give $1,000 or 50,000 or even $1 million. I don't know, because some of these projects are pretty grandiose. And I'm going to start fundraising for communal with the idea that if the La Presidenta Claudia Sheinbaum of Mexico if she gives me permission to build a communal in Tijuana or by Tijuana or somewhere, I don't know, let her decide. Like, it's her country, but and she would know better where it would better serve and if she'd even want a place like that. And then we would have to have screening processes. Like, I mean, just because the majority of the people we're deporting don't really have criminal records, or if they do, they've already paid their repaid society. And that's something that a lot of them don't like mention in there. Like, I mean, which sucks because sometimes there's the occasional one that might be a repeat offender, and then it's like, see, I told you so, and that automatically makes it to where people think that once a criminal, always a criminal. And it's like, well, no, a lot of people get corrected and they never offend again. Like, there needs to be that, or at least they don't offend the same thing. Like, there's a revolving door because once you're in the system, you got eyes on you and they're like, wait, now you're doing this that's illegal? And that's why earlier I was hesitant to say, like, yeah, they can search my computer and everything, but then I'm just like, well, crud, what if there is something in there that, like, I have like a picture of a pot plant or something somewhere, like, and believe it or not, that was cause for like, if you were wearing a pot leaf on your clothes, that was probable cause for them to search you because they assume that you have marijuana on you or cannabis on you. So anyways, so it's just stupid stuff like that. Like, I know I'm not actively like hurting anybody or like doing anybody any wrong. Stuff might come back to haunt me, but like nothing too bad. And like, I think everybody knows that because people talk. And a lot of people close to me have probably said some pretty interesting things, but nothing really all that alarming. Otherwise, I would be talked to myself. I mean, so, and the fact that I haven't been, it bodes well. In fact, not just that. Okay, sorry, real quick. I want to say this if I haven't said this on this playlist, because I do a lot of things. I do the Bloodborne streaming, then I do this, then I do the Borderlands series. But for this series, I was coming back from another country, and the customs agent, TWA, and like, he was looking at my record, and like, or no, that was a police officer. That was the police. Because they have to like look at your passport, and the customs, that might have been ICE right there. Immigrations and Customs Enforcement, like, whatever. Anyways, it was a federal agent or someone of authority, and he's looking at my information, and he just smiles at me, like, and not just like oh, have a nice day, sir. He like cracked up. He's like, what the hell? Like, and I'm just like, I don't know what he saw. But it gave him the old razzle dazzle, I guess. And so, I mean, it was all good. He gave me my passport. He didn't even ask me any questions. He's like, all right, you're good. He probably saw that I had like smugglings and weapons charges and all this stuff. And he's like, all right, well, whatever. But like, it's been a long time. So, just kidding. Anyway, ta-ta for now. I will see you in the next one.